Kids are using technology earlier than ever and for longer time periods than ever. Whether they're watching YouTube, TV shows, or playing games, you might monitor the content and the shows they're watching, but it's not possible to know what advertisements they could see and what could pop up. And some may be inappropriate for young eyes. So here to tell us how artificial intelligence can help is Veritone CEO Ryan Steelberg. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, so, we've talked a lot about AI this year and sort of all the ways that it can help, all the ways it can be used negatively, but how does AI sift through advertisements?
Well, I think it starts with advertising and content. The reality is that there is so much content out there. There's so much being uploaded to online websites, social media sites, that this is a great example of how AI can ingest, index, and organize all that content, but more specifically, append it with important metadata so we know what is appropriate for children under 13. We know what words they're saying. And now it's gotten so advanced that we can process millions of hours of content looking for inappropriate content. So imagine doing that with the content as well as with indexing and organizing the advertising. So the most important thing here is to make sure that we finally have a safe environment for children, and the technology is there today because of AI that we can sift through this. So it's really exciting, and partners like Pocket Watch and these large production groups who are producing children's programming are fully committed to this effort.
So then now to kind of go backwards, tell us about Veritone and sort of you guys are using this, and so then how does it transfer?
I started this business over 10 years ago. We really started working with broadcasters and movie studios, primarily just as an organizational tool. And then as partners like Candle Media came online and Pocket Watch came online, and just put it in perspective, Pocket Watch has 50 different programs with over 1 billion subscribers. The scale was incredible. And so it was a great opportunity to work with them to not just help organize content for broadcasters and media companies, but to really index it to try to protect children. So we've been doing this for about over a decade now.
So yeah, I mean, that's really interesting though, because I guess depending on what platform or what station that the show is airing on, I feel like a lot of times people don't have control over what ads they put there. Is that wrong? I mean, so you're scanning for ads.
Yeah, the problem is that there's not like a common index, or think of it as there's not a common description of this content as it's deployed on different platforms. There are so many platforms. We'll be sitting here in 10 more years and there'll be another TikTok out there. And so I think first of it is groups adopting a standard of metadata, or again, descriptions of the content down to like the frame level that at least prepares these platforms to protect children. But the reality is that the technology is finally here now. So there really is no excuse for everybody getting on board with this.
Yeah, and so then, I mean, you mentioned like certain words. I was gonna say, what determines if an ad is appropriate or inappropriate? And then I guess your customers tell you sort of who their show should be geared towards and what things they want to block out?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of, I'll say, freedom and control for different broadcasters. Our company is kind of the technology provider where, frankly, we index everything. So in effect, if you think the word, I don't even want to use a word, but certain words may or may not be appropriate, we are indexing that and we're making that available. But then programmers can say, well, this is the threshold that I think is appropriate for children that I know are 6 years old and younger watching the show, or preteens, for example. But again, it starts with us making sure we have clean, reliable, accurate data, and then putting that into the hands of the programmers and the distributors, and making sure that they have better controls. And on the reciprocal end, parents can do the research and say, oh, I get it. This program is appropriate for my 7-year-old, and this is, and they'll look in the notes, and there'll be areas for them to research and saying, okay, this is the type of content they're trying to protect my child against. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, where can people learn more about this right now?
Well, we're going to go to Pocket Watch, and you go to veritone.com, and there'll be areas for parents to learn more about COPA laws, child protection, data protection for the children. And it'll be readily available for them.
All right, Ryan Steelberg, thank you so much for sharing that with us this morning.
Have a wonderful morning. Thanks.
You too.